Greetings from Kansas City. This is Renee at AB Renee KC, and you are listening to and watching. Hi, this is Nancy Blanchard, Williams AV here in not sunny San Jose, and you are listening to and watching the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert, coming at you from my basement as you actually get a little bit of a sneak peek as you are watching and listening to the AV Life. Good evening, folks. I'm sorry if I sound a little different today. No, I'm not sick. No, I don't have COVID. I am currently connected through my browser due to some technical glitches with Zoom. But we are here, we are recording, and we will still bring you this episode this Thursday evening. Renee, Nancy, glad to have both of you back.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a very long time since you two have joined us.
It's been a minute because when I logged in, my background was St. Patrick's Day. So I knew it had been a minute since I was on here. Yeah, it's great to be back. I've been listening, I've been keeping up. It's just life is starting to get kind of hectic with travel. I was planning stuff for May and June, and I'm thinking, God, I hope I can record because there's like 3 shows I'm at in June. And so it's going to start getting crazy, but it's nice to be back. And I've enjoyed listening to you guys over the last few weeks. Nice to see you again, Nancy. I hadn't seen Nancy for a while too. She's been traveling the world.
Yeah, Nancy, you've been all over the place, and you still are going to be all over the place. You're not even halfway done yet.
No, and you know, like I've done a couple places in Texas with PSNI as well, the Super Summit there in Houston. And then last week I was in Montreal, and it dawned on me in the middle of the night, I didn't even think about it. Oh, heck, I need to do a COVID test so I can get back into the US. So I had to try to find a clinic to get tested, you know, and thank goodness, you know, negative because I'm back home. Yeah. But it just with Canada being beside you, it didn't even dawn on me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as I was telling Renee, you know, Sunday I leave for NAB. The week after that, it's Barcelona, ISE, and then Infocomm.
I know.
Yeah.
It's wild. So how does it feel, Nancy, to be back out there, like being in person and being, I mean, this is like 2019 level type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you think about it. So I started 2019 in August, and I had just started getting out on the road, and I had it packed for 2020. And so I could meet distributors and I could meet, you know, the consultants and things. And then all that got canned. So then, you know, now it's then trying to do Zoom meetings, of which, you know, people have never met you, and you're trying, it's just not the same, like in person. It's been phenomenal. It really has. And, you know, reconnecting, making connections and things. And funny enough, in Montreal, I ran into people I knew from back when I lived in Toronto that are in the AV industry. So
that's awesome.
And they're coming to Infocomm. So, you know, it's one of those of meeting up, you know, having some drinks and things like that. But it's great. I mean, it's tiring as you know, Renee, to come home for a couple days and then boom, you're back out. I mean, my luggage is left in my bathroom because there's no sense in putting it in the garage.
Yep. Same with me. I hide it behind my bedroom door because I know I'm going to be using it again probably next week. So yeah. It's interesting. But you're right. I mean, I know that the Zoom fatigue set in a long time ago, but it's just nothing compares to being in front of somebody and actually shaking hands and actually hugging the people that we used to hug, and all of a sudden it's kind of like back to business as usual.
And it's body language, you know, right?
Availability.
Yeah, it's being able to read people's body language. So when you're in a meeting or doing a presentation, you can get a feel, you can ask some questions, because I don't know about you, but on Zoom, so I had a meeting today with 3 offices of the same consultancy. They all turned their video off. I've never met them. My video's on. I can't see them. So I literally was talking to black boxes.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's nice. Like I was in a university last week, and it was nice. One of my contacts I was with, it's like, well, come down and meet this person, come meet this person. So you can actually walk the halls of the school again, where we used to not be able to do that. You used to have to into the department, and so it's nice to be able to be back out and go to a restaurant, and yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah, it
but
was.
it's exhausting because you get used to kind of your home and your schedule and all that. Now it's like, oh, I gotta be back in a hotel. I gotta drive. I gotta fly. I gotta do this.
That's what Chris Neto started to do. He's starting to like do more walking and things like that just to get ready for
Yeah.
Infocomm. He's like, I'm gonna be doing 20,000 steps a day at Infocomm.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I gotta be ready for that. And
Yep.
yeah, it's like you gotta do your training to be ready for a conference, you know.
Because imagine how tired you are on a normal year at Infocomm, let alone a year that you've been, sedentary at your house,
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then don't you find what I was finding? So my reps were doing 3 to 4 meetings. Even one of them was doing 5 meetings a day. You don't realize how exhausting it is to be talking an hour straight at each of those. You get back to your hotel room and you're zonked.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It used to be dinner, then maybe drinks. Now it's like, okay, early dinner, I'm to bed early. I'll see you later. But yeah, we'll get there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. We need to get prepared for Infocomm. I didn't even think about
Yeah.
get the good walking shoes, get get your steps going, and
Yeah,
yeah.
that's my next shopping trip is to go get new shoes, and I gotta make sure I'm ready, get those broken in just a little bit before heading over. So yeah, that's on my to-do list as well. So
Just talking to Michelle Lorette today about a project, and I was like, I don't even know where my trade show shoes are. Like, I haven't worn my trade show shoes that were comfortable. I'm like, maybe I don't know where they're at. So I'm gonna have to go shopping too, Tim.
I gotta get them Barbara approved as well, so it's like I have to make
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, we got the shoe queen out there. You got to make sure everything's cleared.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I'd be
it's
comfy.
it's really exciting because we're gonna have the AV life in person. We'll all be there for the first time. It's gonna be we're waiting on a couple more to find out if they're gonna make it out there or not. But for the most part, we're mostly going to be out there, and we'll have some special guests. I'm sure we'll pull somebody in.
Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna, like you were saying, Nancy, and then Renee, it's like this is the first time we're seeing a lot of people. There's a lot of hugs going on, and there's a lot of like these people that I did it during the last Infocomm, but I think this next one, like we're getting into like the other, like that next level of people, and that's the next people that are going to be coming to this Infocomm, and I'm really excited to finally get to meet a lot of y'all.
Oh,
So,
that's the part that's so weird. Like, we've never met in person.
yep.
We've been doing this for how many years, and it's just so crazy.
I was gonna say, yeah, Renee, I've known you for years, and Nancy has been a little over a year at this point, and it's like how, even though I know both of you, but I've never met either of you. So
Well, I just found out today. I don't know why the short list didn't come out until today that I'm officially on the list to go
cool.
for Sharp NEC. I was going to go anyway. I was just kind of waiting to the last minute, go, should I just buy my own ticket? Let them reimburse me? Anyway, they came out today and said, I'm going, but I think they're only going to send us for a couple of days. They're sending a few people for a couple of days. So I think I'm going to have to stay on my own a couple of days if I want to stay and do anything Friday. So I'm going to work that out. But
well, all the cool kids are at the West Gate, so
Yeah, so are we. Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, literally, I just got the email that I was on the short list. So I haven't booked a flight. I haven't, they normally do all of our hotels for us, but
okay.
We shall see.
Well, maybe put in a good word that most of the higher ed folk are going to be there, so it's a good place that they should be there. It's was it strategic placement?
Yeah. Well, and if not, then I'll move there. I'll see if I can get a room there, and maybe I'll move there when I'm not on duty.
There you go.
Friday.
We shall. Yeah, I'll be there Tuesday. I'll be there Tuesday night through Saturday morning. So I'll be. Yeah, I've got a 4:40. Oh no, my flight's out 4:30 p.m. flight out of New Jersey, and I'll be landing, I don't know, around 7:30 or something like that out in Vegas. So I gotta make sure I take a power nap on the plane, so I'm not because because AV karaoke is that night. So
This
it's
Tuesday night.
it's Tuesday night. Yes,
Oh, take your little neck pillow, get a little nap then.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I gotta get the U-shaped one, and I'll wear my Sennheiser momentum noise
Yeah.
canceling headphones. So just don't
Here's
bother
a
me.
question for everybody. So will you wear a mask on the plane?
Yeah, I'm still wearing a mask on the plane.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm even thinking of wearing a mask at the show because you had to in Montreal, all over and at the show. But the whole reason, Tim, I've got that cruise right after Infocomm. I got COVID at CES and I was masked, but I think it's because of how big it was and, pulling it down and scratching my nose. And then, it was, so I'm really concerned because Disney put out that you have to be tested to get on the ship. If you test positive, they'll test you again. If you test positive the second time, no one in your party can get on the ship.
Oh wow, the entire
It's a
party.
week after Infocomm.
Yeah. So
Cool.
I'm thinking I may very well, to be safe, wear a mask.
Yeah, no, I would.
Yeah, pop
Yeah,
lots of vitamin C and vitamins and everything else
lots of fluids.
which we need to do on a normal year. I mean, on a normal
Oh yeah.
anyway. I do that anyway,
Yeah.
but just because so many germs, especially people who hadn't been out and about, that'll be their first time getting out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So I foresee there being a lot of people probably getting, not COVID, just getting, the crud that passes around. The post Infocomm.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't read the article, but I saw a headline. It said that like flu cases are a little higher than they typically are at this time of year. And I'm assuming that they're chalking it up to people just not being out. Like, for the last 2 years, 18 months, we've been home, or like most people have been staying home. So
it takes your immune system a minute to get back to where it needs to be. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it, and the more every day I feel like there's more people saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going. Oh yeah, I'm going."
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun. And I think I'll be a game time decision for my mask there at the events. Maybe I won't. I'm definitely wearing like one of those KN95 masks on the plane because I'm in an enclosed space for 6 hours while I'm flying over there. I don't want to chance that. But when I get to the show floor, I've got my mask. It's a cloth mask just to kind of at least give me a little bit of something. So that way when I'm walking all over the place, I won't be too restrictive. So
yeah. Well, my girlfriend flew the day that was it 2 days ago then that they removed the mandate? And she said it was probably 80%, 75 to 80% that didn't wear masks, but there was still a good chunk of people that were still wearing masks. So she was sitting, she's like, I've got a mom with 2 kids next to me, and she's like, I'm wearing my mask. I don't want anybody else to feel uncomfortable, because the decision was made like 30 minutes ago and they announced it on these planes and in these airports, like it was,
yeah, I'm probably gonna. Yeah, there are seats still available behind me on my flight out. So I may at the last minute just kind of like hop back a couple rows and move my seat back there and just keep my distance. So, and then I'm flying home with my dad. So it's because he's going out, he's leaving in a couple weeks to go spend a month with my sister. So that's exciting.
Cool. That's cool. That'll work out. Yeah. So
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. Like,
right.
What's that?
You'll be able to see your sister and.
Yeah, she's gonna bring my niece down too, and my brother-in-law will come down. So it'll be good. It'll be the 3 of them and my dad, and then me, and so it'll be just like one. It's gonna be like one night though, because like they're gonna come down for either Thursday or Friday. But with everything I've got going on with HETMA and all that, and then just general meetups and things like that, I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
I can't even do dinner with them on Friday night because I've already committed to another dinner like before,
Yeah.
So
that part's hard, but
yeah,
that's cool. So you'll be bringing him home. That's awesome.
Yep.
How's he doing?
Yeah.
Everything's good. He's doing good.
Yeah. I mean, I will say he's his grieving process is still ongoing, as it always is, but he's doing well. Thanks, Renee. For those who are not, who maybe missed that episode, my mom passed away back in July of the 2021. Not COVID related, at least we don't think it was. She had Alzheimer's, and it was a very long, slow process. So my dad is still in the grieving process as he, that's perfectly normal. But he does have his moments of, like, he'll tell me a joke that he heard from the pastor at the church, or he'll, like, I'll get emojis in text messages, which he so rarely did, and now he's doing those sort of things. And now he's going to go see my sister. He's leaving the house and going there for 3 weeks, which is great. And so it's good to see him doing those things. So
good. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Now I just need COVID to go away so he can just really just do whatever he needs to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I feel like we're getting closer, right? I don't know. I hear less and less about it, honestly. Matter of fact, I didn't even ask, is there regulations to get into Infocomm like there were last year? Like, you guys had to have an app with your card uploaded?
It's interesting. They just sent it. I just got an email today from them. This is Thursday, April, what's this? 21st. And it was one of those know before you go type emails. And I actually didn't read it because I've been bouncing around all over the place. Where did that go?
Interesting.
There it is. Know before you go. My show planner, education, health and safety, proof of vaccination or negative test required.
At the
Mask mandate will be based on the Clark County community levels at the time of the event. So as it stands right now, I don't think there's a mask mandate in place right now in Clark County. So
I was just there 2 weeks ago.
Well, NAB has an application that you have to upload proof of your vaccination, a picture.
Well, that's what I wonder, because I remember you guys talking about it last year at Infocomm, and like I said, I just got put on the list today, so I assume the emails will probably start coming in now from the Infocomm stuff. But I was just curious on.
Yeah, it's
Did you have to do that
so
every morning? Every morning before the showroom?
when I went in October to Orlando, so just so people know, it's a different location. I had the Clear app, and then I also had the we have a surprise guest joining us. I will bring him in just a second. I had, when I arrived at the airport, there was an app, but then I had my card and I showed it to them, and I got a bracelet, and the bracelet was a certain color, and that color was saying, yes, he's vaccinated, let him go. For those who were testing daily, they had a different color bracelet for those days that they tested daily. So, that was, I can't speak for Vegas, because I was at baggage claim, and then there was an Infocomm stand right there. So I basically picked up my suitcase, got online, and it was really smooth like that. So,
okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll tell us. James.
Mr. James King has joined us. How are you doing, James?
Good. You guys?
Oh,
can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Right.
Now I got you.
Good. And how about you guys? How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're just we are recording currently. So we were just talking a little bit about Infocomm and the travels, and actually you're in Vegas right now. So so how have the first few days been going?
It's been crazy. A lot of,
as expected,
learning the lay of the land, really.
Yeah.
Oh, and I could hear the echo of an empty townhouse.
Yes. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
No. It's the start of something new, James, and that's a good sound. So.
Yep. Is it hard to get used to being on that time?
Well, we're glad you were able to join us. You also get yourself settled in.
Oh yeah, it's definitely hard. I was just on the phone with my wife. You know, it's what 9 o'clock there. So
Yep,
she's like
9:15.
trying to put the kids to bed, and you know she's like, you must have a really long day, because she's thinking about the whole time she's up and then going to bed, and I'm still. It's crazy, 3 hour difference.
Like you're just getting home from work and she's going to bed. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
James, are
Yeah.
your kids going to finish out school there then?
They're going to finish out in New Jersey, and then end of June we're moving everyone down here or over
Okay.
here.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a lot to get used to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
What was that?
It will take a minute, I'm sure, but you'll get there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll get there. Just like even today, the bus situation was horrendous. Like I was at lunchtime, I checked the app to see like what time I had to leave my office to get the bus, and it's like, oh, you gotta be at the bus stop by like 5:15. You'll get to my destination about 6:30 or so, our time here. I'm like, all right, that's not too bad. So like 4:40, I checked the app again, and it's like, no, you need to leave at 6:30. You'll get back to your place at 8. I'm like, no way I'm doing that.
Oh, dang.
So I did an Uber home. So
Yeah.
hopefully I gotta figure something out.
Yeah. Fun times.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so that's what we were just talking about, the health and safety measures at Infocomm, and since you're out there already, so does UNLV, like, are they requiring masks anywhere, or is it pretty much just full free reign?
So because I don't work on main campus, I work for a school of medicine. We also work with the clinics. So when we are in the clinic areas, we have to wear a mask. Other areas, it's suggested you wear a mask, but doesn't seem like it's mandatory. It's up to each person how they feel. So it's kind of like how New Jersey was, where if you wanted to wear it, you could. If you didn't have to. But when we enter any clinic areas, we have to wear a mask.
Okay. All right. Then I was just saying that that Infocomm is requiring proof of vaccination, and or testing every day, just like they did in Orlando. So be prepared for that, and that the airport was, at least in Orlando, was very much ready for us when we got there. So I got everything done before I even left the airport. I had my badge, and I was all checked in for my vaccine. So so that went very smoothly. So it's interesting because the only thing I'm like even slightly concerned about is that I'm going to be beyond 6 months since my booster. So I haven't decided if I need to follow up and see if I need another one before I leave or not. So
Yeah,
I don't fall under that.
Yeah, what do they
I don't fall
consider
under that.
vaccinated, right? I guess, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like nothing on this list says like what it needs to be.
That's interesting.
So it's because a lot of us are like, that I think by this point, like even if we were boosted in October, November, by June, like that's beyond the 6 months now. But no one said anything, and the only time they're saying anything about a second booster is that if you're in that more critical category. So we'll see what happens.
Heaven forbid they don't let me into the showroom floor and I just have to hang out outside of Infocomm.
We'll come and find you, Renee. So
Yeah. I'll be at the pool. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, that's fine. Poolside recording of the AV life. I'm in. So
That's
Hey,
funny.
I recorded with Mark Coxon in the back of a parking lot, at that before I went in for a Hetma dinner. It's like
That's funny.
whatever for the 200th episode. It was like I just found a spot. I
Yeah,
parked myself on the curb and I did the interview. So
that's so funny. That's funny.
so we make it work, so um so as I'm seeing James eating there, and it doesn't look like he's got hamburgers, but
It's a good lead in.
it's a good lead in, yes. We had put, so I know we've talked about it before. We've talked about cheeseburgers and hamburgers and stuff like that, and Impossible Burgers and all that stuff, but so it come back up again on Twitter, and obviously, Joe Wade gets involved, and then I saw more tweets about it, and I was like, all right, you know what? We're gonna pull our listeners out there, and we're gonna see of the I think they're the four kind of excuse me, major, and I say burger joints because that's what they are. They're not necessarily fast food. They are fast, but they're not like, I'm not including Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, those, they
Right.
are purely fast food. These places are like that next step up, I guess you could say. Five Guys, In-N-Out Burger, Shake Shack, and Whataburger. And then I had write-in votes for Culver's and what was the other one? Hold on. Somebody else mentioned something.
Oh. You could do
What
a
was the other one? Wahlburgers. And I didn't count Wahlburgers because there's like maybe a handful of them. And my
Yeah.
argument with that is that there's a place over here in New Jersey at Bergen Town Center, and it's called Bobby's Burger Palace, and it's Bobby Flay's burger place. That doesn't count. When you got an Iron Chef making your burgers, that doesn't count. And I'm sorry, Nancy, Chateau Blanchard just doesn't count either. I'm sorry. Open a few more locations, and then maybe we'll talk to you about it.
Let us know when your franchise grows.
Exactly. So I will give an honorable mention to Culver's because Mike Peterson brought it up, and I told him I would include it as a write-in vote. So, so 65 people voted, which I mean, I guess for like a 48-hour poll, not too bad, in the middle of the week. So Whataburger came in last at 7.7%. So I'm not going to do the math. I'm not going to tell you how many votes that is, but it's like 5. Then we had In-N-Out Burger with 21.5%, which it actually switched midway through. In-N-Out was ahead, and then suddenly Shake Shack took a few extra votes and popped ahead at 24.6, and the overall winner is Five Guys. 46.2% of the votes. Yes, they are greasy. Yes, they are messy, but damn, there are some good burgers.
Yeah.
And so here in New Jersey, so we don't have In-N-Out and we don't have Whataburger, but I've been to Texas, I've been to West Coast, I've traveled a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think I've had In-N-Out. That's the only one I'm not sure about. I know I've had Whataburger. It was okay. I'll be honest. Like the pictures I sent were like probably the best looking thing about them. Five Guys is my favorite. Shake Shack, I think it's also because, and I know I can get milkshakes at other places too, but it's just that combo, and I think it's still, as far as New Jersey is concerned, it's still a little bit of a novelty because it's newer here in New Jersey. So I think it still hasn't crossed over to that just regular place,
Yeah.
and they're very specific on where they put the Shake Shacks in New Jersey. Like they're in specific areas that I feel like are targeting a specific audience. So they're in like nicer towns usually. So
Yeah. Well, Tim, you know what you were talking about with In-N-Out, and
Mhm.
this is not a lie. It's a cult following. I have never seen an In-N-Out that does not have, from the drive-through, a line wrapped around and down the street.
Mhm.
It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It is. Now, I have not had Shake Shack or Whataburger, but Five Guys, and of course I had In-N-Out when I got out here. Five Guys hands down, but I agree. I mean, In-N-Out wasn't bad, but Five Guys hands down over it. But like Nancy was saying, the line was crazy. But you know what? They moved. That line moved.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can only think about comparing it to like Chick-fil-A here in New Jersey. Like the lines
Yeah.
are just ridiculous. And we've
Yeah.
had them for a couple of years now too. Like they've been here, but they've got a system. Like,
They
so,
do.
uh,
They
yeah.
know how to move them.
hmm
They do. Yeah.
Standards and systems. And that's how you get through it. So
Did you say
it's
standard?
amazing how well that works across multi verticals.
Yeah.
You tie it all in, Tim.
So yeah, well, I got that's the AV part of the AV life. We talk about the life part, and so this is got to make the connection somewhere. So yeah, I will say that was I didn't expect it to be as big of a lead for Five Guys. I'll be honest.
did. I was happy.
See, I was like you were saying, Nancy, the cult following that is In-N-Out. Like I swore was going to like carry it along a little further than it did. So,
And you know
Yeah,
that
that
they
was-
have their own special hidden menu for the cult followers, like the animal burger and things. So if you get up and you Google, you'll see things that aren't on the menu in their restaurants. But if you ask for it, it'll be made.
Well, I found Jersey Mike's also has a secret menu as well. I wasn't aware of that. I was yeah. But I had ordered a sandwich about a week ago because there's multiple within campus range, but there's one specifically on the College Ave campus, and the girl was training a new guy, and she's like, well, this is where all like the hidden menu items are, and I was like, hidden menus. So like, all right, I got research to do. I gotta look into that a little bit more. But yeah, I was surprised to see that there are those menu items for Jersey Mike's as well.
My
So-
question is, why do that? I mean,
I don't.
you want people to buy your product. You want people this is all inventory. This is sitting on your books. Why would you want to sell it? I mean, I understand the secret menu is so cool. I know Wawa had that for a while, and you can hit the little icon and bring up the secret menu, and it gives that wow factor. Like, oh, I knew something that someone else didn't. But everyone now has a secret menu. Get out of it. Sell it on your regular menu, and be up in front.
Mhm.
I
If
don't
it's so good, if it's such a good item, why hide it from people?
Yeah.
Like leave it open and let let's all have it.
Yeah,
You might just gain a customer.
I didn't even know that was a thing, that they had secret menus. That's interesting. But I
Yeah.
also did not read all the replies, but I just read BC's reply. Wanted to die. That is hysterical.
I just saw you yeah. There, and that's like there's food is very serious,
Mike.
I would say.
and you're a communist and you drive a Prius.
Yeah. It's a little crazy,
that's funny what
and
you
Joe
started.
Way is a big fan of In-N-Out Burger too, apparently, and that's
When my son graduated out of Marine Corps boot camp, and my whole family went out there when he graduated, and we were like, we got to take him to a really nice meal after graduation because he's been in boot camp for 13 weeks, right? And he wrote, and letters back and forth is all we had, and he's like, everybody here says after boot camp graduation, we all need to go to an In-N-Out burger. He's like, Mom, a burger just sounds amazing. So there's this huge group of people after graduation that went to In-N-Out. Get there, it's like you can't even park 6 blocks from there. It's so busy, so crazy. So we found another one down the street, wait in line forever, go through, get our food. Of course, my Marine Corps son is like, oh my God, this is so good. Mom, is so good. And we're like, okay. I was like, yeah, that was my In-N-Out experience. And I was like, yeah, not sure that I'd be running to go get one again. But same thing with Whataburger. Whataburger is big in the South.
Yeah.
But I was telling you guys before recording that Patrick Mahomes, our quarterback for the Chiefs, requested a Whataburger come to Kansas City. So now there's all sorts of restaurants around me. So when the newness died down, I went ahead and went through and I was like, it's fine, but it's no Five Guys, you know, but there's people still, you can drive by there at 10 o'clock at night on a Tuesday and there's cars just lined up. It's like, what is,
Yeah.
maybe there's a
I was
secret
saying
menu.
it's-
Maybe there's a secret menu they have that I don't know about.
Or, people just want to emulate Patrick Mahomes. That's really what it boils down to.
Be
It's
what
like,
it is.
oh, Patrick Mahomes goes there. I gotta
Yeah,
have the,
yeah, I guess so.
Mahomes burger.
I guess so.
Um, and Dan Lee had mentioned on the post as well. Apparently, the ones in the Five Guys in the UK are even better. Which I'm like, all right, now I got to get over there and I got to try it. Like this
Yeah.
is so. To
Yeah,
all
I
my
saw
AV,
them all over. That's right. I saw them all over London.
Really?
so yeah, so
Five
to all
Guys,
my
yeah.
AV Brits, I'm coming out there and I'm gonna try Five Guys. Don't worry, I'm gonna go to like your regular pubs too, but I need
Yeah.
to try Five Guys.
Yeah. We'll need to have some sponsorships so we can all go do some field testing on the UK Five Guys.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, Five Guys, if you want to sponsor us a trip out there, we'll record in one of your restaurants and we'll release it to our 37,000 listeners out there. And
I love that.
I think we
Love
got to gain a little traction in the UK. I don't think we need to gain too much traction, but we can gain a little traction in the UK. I think would be good.
Can always gain. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so it was a fun little thing because I was just like, I want to see what the actual results come out to be, and that was surprising in a way. So,
Thanks to all
and
who
there's
participated.
yeah. So yeah, thank you to everyone who participated. I don't even know. Is there a way I can? I don't even know other information I can get out of this. Is there anything else I can get?
I mean, like the analytics of that
Oh,
post.
view tweet analytics. Here we go. Three people went to visit us, visit our profile page.
3?
1,005. Yeah. Like they clicked on our profile just to see what we were. Detail expand times people viewed the details about this tweet. Okay. 1,546 impressions.
Oh.
So out of those many people that saw this tweet, 65 people decided to vote. Come on now.
Maybe we have a lot of vegans that listen to us and they don't
Maybe.
eat. I don't know.
Well, no. So, Annie was part from Heba. Annie was part of the conversation on. We were on Slack, and she is vegetarian. I don't know if she's vegan, but
Yeah, I think she's vegan. I want to say vegan.
is
but
she
I'm not
vegan?
positive.
But five, I think, was it In-N-Out or not? One of them had. Sorry, James. I'm totally like not remembering what her comments were.
In-N-Out on the secret menu has a grilled cheese.
Right.
That's
That's
really
what
good.
it was. Because Joe Way agreed with her on that. The grilled cheese was pretty good.
And that, I'll have to admit, that comment made me get In-N-Out second time and get the grilled cheese. And what's funny was I got a grilled cheese and a burger, just in case I didn't like the grilled cheese. I didn't realize I was eating the grilled cheese. I'm sitting there like, where's the meat on this burger? I got done the grilled cheese and I took out the burger thinking it was grilled cheese. I'm like, oh, here's the burger. So I didn't even know it was the grilled cheese.
That's
Wow,
impressive.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, all right. So there you go. That's the whole point. Don't have the secret menu. Leave it out there because you might be losing a customer. It's like, it's like, oh, well, I'm not seeing any vegetarian or, other options like that. And then, somebody moves on. So don't hide the good stuff.
Yeah. Note to self.
So yeah, I mean, so there was a vote for sort of a vote because Andy didn't actually. It doesn't look like she actually put it in on here, but she got a vote for In-N-Out purely because of that. So we do have a few that listen. And yeah, and I think, and some of like the other chain, like fast food places, like Burger King has the Impossible Burger and stuff like that. So, if there are options out there if people wanted them. I'd say go to Houlihan's, but now they're gone. So or most of them are gone now or something like that. So
Sad. But I am
So,
seeing those Impossible Burgers are more and more at a lot of different places.
yeah,
But
I recall this. Go ahead, Nancy.
go ahead, James.
Oh, I was saying, I recall this restaurant, forget where it is. It's really a bar. It's I want to say it's in New York. It's 99% of the time, it's just a normal bar. You go, have some food, but not much. But on a certain day of the week at 9 p.m. to like 10 p.m., they'll make a burger and everyone raves about it. Say it's like the best burger they ever have. But you can only get it during that time frame on that certain day of the week. And other than that, they will not make it. I gotta try to remember where that is.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, it's like, why hide the goods? Like, just bring out the good stuff. You'd sell a lot more.
But we see, but in that case, I kind of get it because you're maintaining the excitement. You're maintaining. You're not overselling it. Like, and it's easier to plan around. I feel like that if you're only gonna have it like this one day, you could do your ordering and everything like that just for the one day. And I kind of get that. I get like because you're
It's kind of
drumming
like
up
a
interest.
special day
Right.
that, is built up. Yeah.
Yeah, Taco Tuesdays, but it's just
Happy hour hamburger. There you go.
there you go. Yes.
Or too many drinks, because you said 10 p.m., right? So
Oh, yeah.
after a couple drinks and you've got the munchies, nothing but
Yeah.
grease.
Well, and speaking of the munchies, I know yesterday was 420, and today the first legalized sales of marijuana started here in New Jersey. So,
Oh,
yep, you could go. I did not. But I know that there are a few locations in New Jersey where without a medical card now you can go and buy marijuana recreationally. So that started today. And everyone, all the funny the people, here in Jersey were joking. I was like, well, they missed an opportunity. They could have started yesterday. They could have
Yeah.
started on 420.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you know the mass hysteria and craziness that would have came out if everyone was able to buy
yeah.
legally on 420? Come on now.
That would
So,
be crazy.
yeah.
We are still,
But
you have to have a card here still.
mm,
But I mean, I know it's making, you see the numbers of what the tax money it's generating, and
mm.
at least in Missouri, a lot of it's going to schools and that sort of thing. So I don't know.
Well, I know the federal.
Oh, go ahead, Tim.
I was gonna say I know the federal government's trying to pass it from a federal level. And my thought would be is that any taxes raised from marijuana from a federal level, if it passes, should go directly to our deficit. So just don't change anything about the budget. Just take that money and put it towards the deficit, and let's get that done.
So my question, I actually brought this up in one of my law classes, and the teacher couldn't really answer it, is the thing about our legal system here is state law can't trump federal law. So how are states legalizing marijuana when it's still illegal federal? And basically my teacher's response, again, he wasn't sure. He was like, I'm not sure. But his theory is that the federal wants to legalize it, but they don't want to take the heat. So they're allowing the states to do it. And once they have enough states, they're like, okay, we'll do it. It's legal. Because everything is so political nowadays.
Yeah, you're right though. I mean, that's a valid question.
Yeah.
Well, it passed the House, so now it's on to the Senate to see if it'll get passed. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, every voting cycle, it's like more states keep saying yes because
Yeah.
the word is getting around. It's like the tax money helps.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Well, and like for us, I mean, I know people that make hauls out to Colorado and carloads full of stuff back, and and it's like they're giving all your money to another state, right? Like and they're bringing it back home or doing whatever, wherever, Vegas. I mean, there were distilleries I saw all over Vegas, so
mhm,
but it's gonna happen. It'll all get there one
it's gonna
day.
happen.
Just, I mean, it's when you start looking at the numbers, I don't know how states can look at it and not go, hey, whether you do it or not, how can you not want a chunk of that revenue for your state?
Yeah.
Account, or however they break it down.
Right.
But
So we'll see. But yeah, we don't need to stay on that topic. um, but yeah, I mean, so it's an exciting time from an AV perspective. So as the new now that shows are happening and everyone's moving around and we've got new products hitting the road and we know we talked a little bit about our supply chain woes last week, and yeah, I'm sorry, Renee.
yeah. Like, oh, I listened to that part of the podcast. I'm like, okay, I can't listen anymore. No.
And I think what from a purchaser's standpoint is upsetting is that timelines that we were told as far as like when product was going to be available have been changed again. But we don't need to rehash that. We're in this at this point, and it's going to be a matter of changing how we as those that are purchasing the equipment need to design how we are going to do our planning going
Yeah.
forward.
It's
You know,
just hard when something in the chain way up here gets messed with, right? And
Mhm.
where we're at is down here. And I mean, that lockdown again in China just did a number on a lot of people. I mean, whether you have parts that come from China or full pieces of equipment or bits and pieces of things that need to be built, that are used to build that equipment, that lockdown is going to throw us back into where we were a few months ago.
Mhm.
So that lockdown just got lifted, I think yesterday, or so the ports and
Yeah,
the ports in China were completely shut down due to COVID again. They were like, you couldn't leave your house locked down, which
Oh, wow.
meant the ports are sitting there unmanned, unstaffed again.
Mhm.
So
Again.
yeah,
So
so
here's the question for you. So when I was at the PSNI Super Summit, because you had, the CSPs, the integrators there, and that was the main topic of conversation was about the supply chain issues. I mean, there's in Mexico where integrators have had to unfortunately go bankrupt because they've got so much on the books in revenue and they can't deliver. So would you consider using an alternative? If you could get it tomorrow, it's half the price, same quality, maybe even better. Would you, or would you hold out and wait?
It depends. For me, it depends on the product. We've done that. We've made substitutions for things that we can get now as opposed to it's depending on what it is.
Yeah.
There are certain products though that we have to have, or that are
Like
more fitting
standardized,
to
is
our
that-
ecosystem.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that
I was going to say that you're standardized on.
correct? Yeah, that's I actually speaking of BC, like they were making some sort of they made an adjustment in what they were ordering because they could get things locally, but they're still planning on swapping it out in a year or so. Just to it's a patch until they can get what they really need.
yeah,
So at least that was the way I understood him saying that. So, but yeah, it really it depends.
yeah.
Yeah.
James, are you going to say pretty much the same thing?
Yeah, well, we're going also go on now. with the supply chain issue is, Nancy, like what I would do is use this time to reevaluate our standards. So if there was a competitor out there who could provide a product for half the cost, this is the time I'm going to bring it in, because I'm not upgrading rooms, like I wasn't when I was at my other job. We weren't upgrading rooms because we didn't have the supplies. But if I could get a competitors in and test it and kick it tires and make sure that it met our needs for students and it was half the price, that's being a good steward for my university.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So that's what I was using a lot of this supply chain issue, is to reevaluate our standards, which we should reevaluate every year anyway, making sure that we are being good stewards and doing the best for our university.
Right. And that the end users, your customers, are actually using the product.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing, sort of the same thing. We're starting to slim down, and my boss had realized, he's like, so we're kind of going back the other way that we had gone, because initially it was just, all right, here's your aux plate, bring your own device, and here's your projector, here's your, where you plug in, and that's it. And then we went into a full service system of, here's, your switcher, and then you've got a Blu-ray player, and we have all these document camera and all these other things. And now we're slimming down again to just the basics. We're seeing what is actually needed now that the teaching styles are starting to change again. So it's it's a good time to do that sort of stuff. So
well, I will say, just because I did listen to that podcast last week, that in defense of on the manufacturing side, and whether it be us or the millions of other manufacturers that you buy, I think a lot of us were really hit hard again with this other shutdown at the port. And so I've been so scared to answer questions, because I don't lie to my customers. I'm very transparent. But when I say, oh, that's on the boat, it's 45 days, it'll be here, and then I always pad it by a few weeks, and now that's not true. And I'm like, I am not a liar, I promise. There's all this other stuff that happened. And so it's really frustrating for you guys. I know it is, because you've got classrooms to upgrade this summer and all that. It's not fun for us either, because we had a great February, a great March, like, oh my God, look at how we're shipping. And then it was like, and now the April, Mays are probably going to be May, Junes, which probably means June, July. And at this point, I don't even want to answer anybody anymore, because I don't want them to be mad in 6 weeks when that's not accurate, and so just if everybody just be patient, be kind, and then just be understanding. And you're right, it's going to change the way we do things in the future for sure. I mean, we have some really great stocking distributors that have millions of dollars in stock at any given time. You go through it, right? And when you can't replenish it, they got stocking orders sitting in cargo ships, and and now sending things on rail. Trains are getting robbed like in the 1920s, I mean, they're getting robbed. And I mean, we've got all of a sudden we've got rail cars. It's like, well, we just lost tracking on it. What's that mean? The rail car disappeared? I mean, like, what? It's like the most bizarre stories you could ever think of, I could tell you, that happen on a day-to-day basis. And I'm thinking, I'm not in logistics. I don't know how to fix this or what to do, but we're trying to get through. Everybody's trying to get through. And I know all the other manufacturers too. And I know every day I get calls that, okay, here's this brand. What do you have as a cross-reference? I'm like, I'll cross-reference it for you all day long, and I'll probably beat their specs, but I can't get it to you tomorrow like you want. Neither can they.
Right.
And so there's a lot of playing against, because, I feel like there's a lot of loyal people who just needed product in. I mean, I had Epson specs all day long, and we could fill them, but well, now that's not happening anymore because that inventory's gone. And I'm sure they got the same, so just a reminder from your friends at the AV Live, just be kind, be patient, be gentle.
We're all in this together, and we will get through it. So
it's a storm, but we should be experts, right? We've been doing this for how long? It's kind of like, Oh, here we go again. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then the other thing is that when I saw my distributor in Montreal, and then today I actually had a meeting with an integrator, and both of them said, they're trying to get their customers to realize, put the PO in now. But the customers come and say, oh, well, I don't need it yet, maybe 6 months down the road or a couple months. And then what's happening is that they're coming to them, or they're sending a PO through without telling them. And all of a sudden there's a PO that's just shown up.
Yeah.
And they're saying, I told you, we can't supply. There is nothing. You need to get it in and realize that eventually, supply will come back again. So it's also on the end user side that they've got to be more proactive.
Get in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we ordered ahead. We got, we placed our orders, what we thought was ahead enough, but it didn't, it's not panning out. So it's just
unforeseen circumstances.
yeah. And I think it's about, and again, as we've always said, it's about those relationships that you have with your vendors and your manufacturers. And, and then I know, Renee, I know you want to stand by your word, and that, we appreciate that. And, and we understand, at least from like my perspective, I understand it sucks getting that news, like any bad news, it sucks getting that. But at the same time, this is nothing new. It's not like, oh, all of a sudden we're just bouncing up to 40 weeks or something like that on product. Like we knew it was going to take a while. It's just, the timing sucks because it's going from, okay, great, we have a shot at summer, to now, maybe we can get a few rooms done in August. So
we just gotta hang in there.
Yep. So we'll get this. We're gonna wrap things up here for this week. James, I'm glad you were able to hop on and join us from your new digs out there in Vegas.
Of course.
Yeah, you're having
you're
having a house party in June, right? During Infocomm, that's what I heard.
Sure. You guys can get here.
He's having not a house party, he's having a moving in where everybody has to help give things in.
Grab a box.
I will bring an arrow bed and leave it there for you.
There you go.
There you go.
So I'm glad you could join us. Renee, Nancy, wonderful to have both of you back on as well. Next week is firing range week. I will not be here next week. I actually will be running sound and video for a live event. I am so excited. Yeah. So it's a 3-day conference. So I will be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and actually, 4 days if you include the concert. So I'll be there running board and video.
Congrats.
So I'm really
That's
excited.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. Last time they did this was 2018. Yeah, 2018 was the last time they had this conference. So because it was supposed to be 2020 and then COVID, and so we got bumped. So
cool.
Good. Yeah, so I'm really excited for this. So
we will run the firing range. Make you proud.
I know you got it. Well, so and as always, if you want to join us, we will have some special guests coming up. Another AV rock star. We're gonna figure out some dates and have her on, and we will we'll keep you posted. If you've been watching my account and the AV Life Pod account, you'll know who we're talking about. If not, go digging. It's there. I'm not hiding anything, and you can go see the results of our food poll there. So thanks for listening in, and until our next adventure.